Hey, good people. Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. For those of you that's new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and make sure the all is checked. For those of you that just visit and don't subscribe, you're missing good stock, okay? I'm going to talk about a few things, and in particular, we're going to talk about how to get rich from DoorDash and Uber. It's a theory called leveraging. Okay, this is very important. Just a sec before we get into that, I want to shout out Godfrey. I'm going to put his post up so you could see it. He's sharing our page with his kids. And I made a comment that you need to expose your kids and your children, into investing at an early age. And you're setting your children up and your children's children up to be financially wealthy, generational wealth. You're creating it. So we don't want to wait for the school systems to teach our kids. We have to start teaching our kids ourselves. I'm going to keep saying this. 1% of America, 1% of Americans owns 50% of the wealth. That's unbalanced and it's our fault. So we got to come to the table and eat, right? So let's get right into it. I'm going to first start by saying that what I'm going to talk about tonight is very important, but you got to subscribe because I'm going to have a follow-up video that I'm going to post up here. I haven't created a video. I'm going to try to have it up tomorrow and it's going to talk about what I'm going to discuss in here, and I'll get back to that. All right. How to become rich from DoorDash and Uber, right? I'm talking right now to every waitress, to every musician, to every Uber driver, anybody that's been affected, any hotel worker, anybody that's been affected by this pandemic. I'm going to explain to you guys something. Every 10 to 12 years, there is a recession. Something hits the U.S. market every 10 to 12 years. It's going to happen. Whether it's a housing bubble, whether it's jobs, high inflation, whatever. It's every 10 to 12 years. Google it. Do the research. Something hits us. We side hustle our way to wealth, to being wealthy. And we side hustle our way into being prepared for the next recession, right? You cannot save your way. I'm talking to the average working American, right? I'm talking to everyone that makes under $25 an hour. I don't care if you make $25 an hour and over. I'm going to simply tell you what works because I did it. Yep, your boy did it. Listen, instead of just investing in Uber, instead of just investing in DoorDash, which is, I think is still a decent, DoorDash is still a decent investment, but they're going to have a lot of competition too. But I think it's still a good investment. Suppose you drove for 8 hours a week. Now, I know you guys are going, is he really doing this? I'm finished short. Hang with me. I want you guys to think about this, right? No one's talking like this to you guys. They just talking pie in the sky. I just want to prepare you guys. Listen to me real good. If you did DoorDash 8 hours a day, right? And I don't care if you did it on your lunch hour. You didn't eat and you just drove an hour, and then just did it on the weekend. If you just did 8 hours a day, 8 hours of door dashing a month, 8 hours, not 80, just 8 hours. That's $120 a month, roughly. So you're making about $15 an hour. And I can hear some of you guys already, some of you naysayers already, you don't get it. Oh yeah, but you got to take out gas and just work with me. I know that. I did it. Trust me. I did it 4 years ago. This works. That's $120 a month. Put that all into the market. Every penny of it. Now you're still working your job. You're still a musician. You're still a hotel worker. You're still a steel worker. You're still whatever got shut down, your industry. You're still working your job, right? And you're just doing this for extra money, side hustle, right? If you put that money, that $120 a month in a bank, A bank pays you 0.01% to keep your money. So remember, we're thinking about 10 years because we're preparing for the next downward turn, the next recession. And if that never happens, we're on our way to being rich. So what happens is if you put that in a bank over 10 years, that comes out to $14,407. Take a pen and write that down. $14,407 over 10 years in a bank paying 0.01, right? There's something called the NASDAQ, which I'm just going to say it this way until I make the video tomorrow. It's a bunch of stock, all in one stock. It's called an ETF, right? So it's a bunch of stock all in one. You can literally invest. You can go and invest in QQQ, which is a bunch of stock. Because I'm talking for a lot of people that don't know. A lot of newbies follow me, and I want you guys to be prepared. You can invest in one stock and you're buying a bunch of stock packaged into one. And that stock I'm going to talk to you today is the NASDAQ, and it's called QQQ is the ticker symbol, right? It has yielded annually an average of 10%, right? So instead of you putting it in a bank, making 0.01 over the next 10 years and earning $14,000. Now, let's be real. If you did this and a downward economy hit, it's better to have $14,000 in the bank than nothing and still get unemployment because you can still get unemployment with this in the bank. If you took that same $120 a month and put it into QQQ with an average return of 10%, now it's $25,000, $244. Same money, doing the same work, making the same money, but one is a lot more, $11,000 more over this period of time, right? So I'll tell you what'll happen. What'll happen is once you see this portfolio growing, you will start to side hustle more and put more in it, right? Let's say for those of you that's aggressive and you say, you know what, I'm not going to do 8 hours a month. I'm going to do 8 hours a week. You know how easy 8 hours a week of doing DoorDash or Uber or a Lyft is? 8 hours a week is really easy. You can do 4 hours on Friday, 4 hours on Saturday. You're done. If you take and do 8 hours a week every month and put it in the QQQ, now you're talking about $100,000. Okay? You're talking about $100,000 in 10 years. So just say nothing ever happens and the economy doesn't dip and you're making $15 an hour on your job. Now you got $100,000 saved. But I could tell you this, and my dad told me this in life, and this is a life lesson that I've learned. Doing nothing is never the answer. It's never the answer. Why would you leave yourself exposed after what we just went through? Prepare yourself, prepare your family, prepare your loved ones, prepare the workers. We have to be smarter than what we have been. The average American doesn't have $400 in a savings account for an emergency, flat tire, accident, car go down. We don't. And it's our fault. So I will tell you, 4 years ago, this is what I did. And I started investing it to the point my wife says, you got a good paying job. You got your own company. Why are you doing this? I wanted to ramp up my investments. And that's what I did. I started to put money back into my investment account, in my brokerage account. And it has paid off immensely because instead of me making 10%, I'm making 50, 100%, 200%. And you will be surprised how quickly you get a massive amount of cash. That's yours. So I'm trying to tell you guys how to step out of your situation and then get into something new. Normally I talk about this stuff on what I call Millionaire Mindset Mondays. I know it's inspirational, but it's true. I want you to do your own math. Get on the computer and Google this. And I'm going to leave you by saying this. This I want you to show to your kids. I want you to show not just to your kids. I want you to show this to every musician, every waitress, every hotel worker, anybody that's been affected, your wife, your sister, your cousin. Share this with everybody, because January 1st, I will be posting, I think, the most important video I have ever done. And it's called $1 Million Cup of Coffee. I'm just letting you guys know right now. It will hands down be the most important video I've ever done on this channel. And I just want to say thank you guys for just listening. And yeah, I can continue to go hot stock, hot stock, hot stock, hot stock, and you're missing these principles. Why not me give you the hot stock and give you these principles, and you'll be a better and more savvy investor. But this also prepares you for what's to come. So during the week of Christmas to New Year's, I'm just going to load up a lot of these principles. I'm not going to be suggesting the next hot stock, because that's not the right time. So just remember, by tomorrow, there'll be a link up here, and I'm going to show you, an ETF that's, in my book, crushing QQQ, that you're making more than 10%. All right. So for those of you that have not subscribed by now, what you waiting on? Quit tripping. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. All right. We'll see you next time. This is Larry Jones with Stock Up. Live, love, laugh, and learn.